Hey there, in this video I'll be teaching you everything that I know about how to track the enemy jungler, as well as how to use it practically. This is something that is easy to learn, and once you start applying it, it'll become second nature in no time. The basic idea is to gain any information on either where the enemy jungler is starting or pathing, and then use their own pathing against them to counter their game plan or force your own plays. Doing this can come in several ways. You can place a level 1 ward in the enemy jungle, pay attention to which laner's leash, and actively count the enemy jungler's CS to be aware of what camps are taken and when their camps are respawning. Being able to track where the enemy jungler is a skill that allows you to know what options they'll have and let you either communicate where they're going before they get there, or allow you to plan out counter plays to turn their own plays against them. You can also use this to plan your counter jungling timers by knowing roughly when enemy camps are respawning. It is important to know that as of patch 11.10, jungle camps respawn every 2 minutes and 15 seconds, Scuttle Crab respawns every 2 minutes and 30 seconds after both 315 crabs are taken, and buffs respawn 5 minutes after being cleared. For example, if you're playing against a Nocturne jungle, it is pretty well known that his main game plan is to full clear on repeat until level 6 when he unlocks his ultimate. Knowing this, we can plan invades around his camp respawns or force objectives early because we know what his plan is for the early game. Every fully cleared jungle camp counts as 4 CS. You can use this to track the enemy jungler based on common pathing knowledge, such as where they started, if they're full clearing, what side they're pathing towards, and even what character they're playing. Paying attention to this requires you to be looking at the minimap during a lot of the early game. If you're setting a level 1 ward in the enemy jungle to spot their pathing, you need to keep a mental note of where they move after you've spotted them. So if you see the enemy Elise level 3 diving your top laner at 245 while wearing both blue and red buff, hitting tab to see that she has 12 CS will tell you that she started red, then did blue and gromp before diving top lane. If you're on the opposite side of the map as her, you can take advantage of this and invade her raptors and krugs if you know it's safe. For the vast majority of games, you'll be able to tell where the enemy jungler started simply based on which enemy laners show up late to lane, potentially even missing health or mana. Paying attention to this is important because you won't always be able to set a level 1 ward in the enemy jungle if they try to contest you or if your laners just don't move. This is key information, as just off of this you can easily tell the entire path the enemy jungler took and in what order their camps are respawning in as soon as they show a single time on the map. As an example, if their bot lane was late to lane, missing mana, and the enemy top laner started in lane, then it's more than likely that the enemy jungle Nocturne started bot side. If he then appears top lane at around 3 minutes and 30 seconds, you can hit tab to check their CS and do some quick math to break down their pathing. If they have 28 CS, it means they took 7 camps. The most efficient order to do this from blue side, for example, would be to do red, krugs, raptors, wolves, blue, then gromp, and then finish with top scuttle crab. Being able to recognize this inherently tells you that their krugs and raptors are the first 2 camps to respawn, and you can plan to invade around their respawn timer. Or just know where Nocturne is heading after his first reset. A clear example of this I can give you is from a game that RNG played against C9 during MSI. RNG is looking to influence their top matchup as early as possible, and the best way to do this in Lucian vs Malphite is on a stacked wave to either dive him or force him off, missing a ton of XP and gold as well as burn his teleport. In order to do this, Wei steps up level 1 to ward Blabber's red buff, ensuring that they know what side of the map he's starting on, as if he shows on the ward, he'll be starting red, and if he doesn't show on the ward, Blabber will be starting bot side. Keep in mind that if Blabber resets for a sweeper in order to clear this ward, it still achieves its goal in ensuring they know what side Morgana starts on, because it would be too late for him to cross over to the other buff. This situation plays out as RNG expects it to, and Wei is able to clear 4 camps and then get to top lane as Xiaohu has prepped the second and third wave to crash at exactly 3 minutes. This is a zero risk play, allowing RNG to pick up first blood and burn Fudge's TP, all while they're 100% certain that Morgana is on the other side of the map, unable to force a similar play to their own bot lane. Now the important thing to understand from this is that RNG was able to push this small lead they gained from a single play at 3 minutes into a 50 CS lead, 5 plates, and 2 tower lead at only 11 minutes into the game, sacrificing only a single dragon and the jungle CS lead in a matchup that doesn't really matter anyways. All of this was gained off of a single level 1 ward and some smart jungle tracking. Thank you for watching. I hope this was a helpful guide that introduced you to the concept of high-level jungling. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below or ask me during my live streams at twitch.tv/Vakin. Make sure to like the video and sub to the channel, letting me know what topics you'd like to see covered in future videos.